Okay guys, this one's been a long time coming. I brought this is from a Copart auction. It was in Minnesota, and I flew from Vancouver to Vegas, then from Vegas to Minnesota. Jumped a Uber ride that cost me $100 US to get me out to the hotel closest to the Copart auction. And I went into the Copart yard, and this girl was sitting there, and they offered to lend me a jump box, and that was it. So I pulled the dipstick, checked the oil, used the jump box, it started, did a quick check around, looked at tires. There was an exhaust pipe that was dangling on the bottom, so I just tore it out, jumped in it, and put on basically 2,000 miles to get it back. And it was ran great. It was just awesome. It's a 1992. This is a Seabreeze or Dolphin? This is a Dolphin. So Seabreeze and Dolphin are same manufacturer, but and this is a shorty. So this is only a 19-foot, and it has just a dinette in it and no sofa. But I wanted to get to this one 3 years ago now, but I put two other Toyotas ahead of it. Two others that needed quite a bit less work, I guess, and so I prioritized them and got them done. Meanwhile, this poor girl's been sitting out here in the bushes and the weeds, and let me get you in a little bit closer to take a close look at this one here. I swear that it looked cleaner under the hood before, and this is all just, a lot of it is just dust that's gotten underneath. It is sitting on a farm here, so a lot of dust underneath. I keep starting it. It doesn't seem like any rats or anything have gotten to the wiring, so that's a bonus. But finally it doesn't leak either, no roof leaks, and I've tarped it several times, but the tarps just keep going to hell. But finally this one's going to get its opportunity to be brought back to restored condition. It was in the Copart auction because it did get hit from behind, and the two small frame rails that come off of the Toyota stock frame, the two tags that they put on at National RV to put the motorhome coach on the chassis, those two are bent underneath. So they need to be fixed up as well. It is a clean title though still. It didn't have a salvage title, so, but they need to be fixed anyway. So it did get smucked from behind. But this one is going to get full treatment. It's going to get brand new Phylon. We may put a roll of brand new rubber roof on this one too. All new tires, of course. It's going to be completely gone through. If it doesn't have rear airbags, we'll put them on. And this one's going to be gray, so it'll be gray in color, like a lighter gray RV. Phylon comes in a light gray color, and that's what we're going to do on this one, is just do light gray, and then with some black accents, and then the body will be painted gray as well. But again, just another low mileage unit showing just 69,000 miles on it. And I was so happy with the way this one ran and performed when I brought it home. It's such a wonderful feeling when you go there not knowing what to expect and thinking, oh my God, what have I gotten myself into? Here I am sitting in an airport in Las Vegas waiting for another plane to go get a vehicle that you have no idea what you've got. Does it have a bad tranny? You know, it says it runs and drives, but that doesn't mean much in Copart auctions. So how wonderful to be able to not have to do any repairs along the way. Got it home, and so I'm really excited about this one. This is actually kind of my favorite because it's the shorter one. It's a little bit more nimble than the others because of that, and so stick with me for this adventure, guys, and yeah, comment if you've got any ideas on things that I can do or should do. You know, should I make it a four-wheel drive? I don't know. Leave it the way it is. Leave everything the same. as far as drivetrain goes. And yeah, comment and subscribe, please. And we'll get going on this shortly, and we'll start with rebuilding the back end of it and tearing it apart down to its wood skeleton on the back and rebuilding.
So high, I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Dangerous times, don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world, but keep the sky on your mind.
Alright guys, so out of the weeds and into your heart. I hope you fall in love with this one the way that I already have. Hope you can see past the rough exterior and see how special this little thing is. Great runner. Always just fires right up. Drove over here, brakes are still working good. They're a little bit grabby, but other than that. So, got to get the tarps off of it. We'll give you a tour of the inside too. Once we got her inside and got the tarps off of it. Just taking a look underneath to refresh myself about what we got back here. And this had a kind of a custom hitch that somebody put in that looked like it was put in pretty good. It's pretty strong, but it's been just completely mangled, along with this rear inner. There's on this it has like a plastic wrap bumper, so there's an inner bumper as well, so it's been torn right apart. This frame rail looks straight though. This is the tag on the driver's side. I thought they were both messed up, but this one looks fine. And then this one over here, is definitely got a big old bend in it. Can you see that? Can you notice that? Anyway, from the side you can see it's bent way down, and it also bends in a bit, so And then our original Toyota frame is right there. And so we just have to do what we can to straighten and get this back to where it's supposed to be, and then maybe put a piece of L channel over top and weld it to strengthen it there if I have to do a little relief cut to bend it back. I think that's probably going to be the easiest way, rather than welding in a new piece. I think I can bring this guy back and secure it to make it stronger than new. For right now, I'm just going to do a lot of cutting to clean this all out. This black tank is destroyed anyway. It's got a big hole in the corner. And so it's got to come out. This aftermarket hitch has got to come out. And this rear inner bumper and all that has just got to be sliced away and removed so that I can get a better able to get at it to work on it as well. And then this whole outer shell is going to come off. I'll probably do a rear window delete on this as well, and I'm gonna strip all this off because it got hit pretty good from behind. The flooring on the inside is actually heaving up quite a bit. It's a little dark in here, but I got my flashlight. First look at the inside. Fridge is garbage. Smells like ammonia, really strong inside. So the core is gone. But this pan, you can see we got a gap here. We've got rotten wood back here too. So, but this pan is actually from the impact from the rear. This shower pan's been smashed. This flooring is kind of been smashed in from behind too. This toilet isn't even sitting, isn't even really sitting on there properly anymore. So chances are this flooring is going to have to be removed, probably somewhere up to this door, and then going to have to splice in just all new floor. Pretty big job. I did it once on another one, and it's a pretty big job. But we already redid a few years back. We got started on it, and my wife redid the upholstery, and so that part of it's already taken care of. But there's a long way to go. The last person started to do some work on cabinets, so these have been primed. These doors have been primed white, and I actually have already. I've been holding on to a fridge. I bought a replacement fridge for this because I knew it was bad. And so I've got a replacement fridge, but it's taller, which I like. So next it's going to have more fridge storage space in this, but I'm going to have to delete. Oh, I got the furnace there, so that's difficult. So I'm going to have to build this cabinet up higher, I guess, in order to accommodate that that new fridge. But this one has just the bunk bed, and then just a little dinette that'll fold into a bed. And that's it. This model had an option. You could either get this little cabinet in the corner, or they would delete that cabinet and they put a little swivel bowl chair there. So this one they opted obviously for the extra cabinet space. I think we're going to have a flat screen TV that's going to go on that wall. Maybe we'll put a microwave on an inverter in that back cabinet. I think we're going to go with a single sink, and then I've got a butcher block countertop that will go all the way across on this one. And yeah, I think just a single sink on this, a deep single sink. We'll try that this time. There's our cooktop with no oven. And so it's more of like a 3-person for sleeping arrangements, unless you had 2 smaller kids that were okay together, but probably just 2 adults comfortably here, and then just 1 adult there, or a couple small kids. So lots to do on this, inside and outside. It's a lot to take on when you're doing both inside and outside. It's a lot easier if you only have one to tackle. But She's pretty rough all over, but I still really like this one, so I'm going to tear that back apart and then we'll take a look at it after. All right, just taking a look at what we got. You'll see that all comes apart quite quick, doesn't it? Especially when screws and staples are into rotten material. But if I get my tool here, any tool, anything that'll poke with. So all this stuff is really soft. As we get to the top, it starts to get a bit better. You can see that wood looks real good there. So I think we just had some water penetration in this corner here as well. So I'm betting that once I get these corner pieces pulled up, and then I'll roll that tin portion. That top is actually part of the roof. The roof kind of rolls over, and that's nice. It's one piece, so less chance for water leaks there. I love it. So I'll take off these little corner moldings. And one thing is, if you're ever doing one of these older Dolphins or Sea Breeze by National RV, these moldings here, you know, are readily accessible. There's nothing special about this molding, but as you transition, it's this one that's special, because this has a radius to it, and that has been done in a machine, and that piece of molding is made special. So always keep those, even if they're damaged and you have to body work them. Keep those. I actually have some extras from another RV that I had just in case, that I've kind of kept. But yeah, that piece there, it's just a short little piece, but so important. The rest of them are just kind of a standard RV profile molding, and you can get them just about anywhere. So if they're damaged, you can just get some new ones. So that's what I'll do, is I'll take those corners off and I'll proceed to roll this tin back a little bit farther and just see how far that damage is gone. And then from there, it's just a matter of replacing and also seeing how far the damage has traveled this direction as well. So I'm going to have to peel back gently and take a look in behind here to see if this wood needs to be replaced back there as well. Hopefully it doesn't travel back too far. This side over here, like, this is just so rotten. I can just peel it out of there. So I have a feeling that this damage has probably traveled a little bit farther back in here. So I'll have to peel that back as well. Yeah, so I'll get those back and then take a look to see what we've got, and then come up with a plan to rebuild this rear piece. I may add some more structure. There's nothing here. It's just foam, and then Luan thin plywood over top of it, and then the corrugated Phylon that goes on top of that. So there's the structure, and the idea, of course, is they want to keep them light. I mean, I get it. It's tough to keep them light and build them super strong. That's why I think they went to aluminum later on. But I want to add a bit more structure in here and delete that window at the same time. Alright, well, here we are. I cut back the Phylon on this side, took it back as far as I needed to go to get rid of the rot, and you can see up here that the wood starts to get a lot better right there. So that's the end of our rot, so that'll all have to be rebuilt. National RV for the Seabreeze and the Dolphin, when they did the radius for this upper part, they chose to make it out of particle board, and they laminated like 2 pieces of 3/4 inch particle board together and then cut that radius. Well, as soon as water gets in there, it just puffs up. So why they didn't make that out of plywood, don't know. It would have been way stronger. They did the exact same thing in the fenders. So right here they use, you can kind of see right here the bulging, where the bulging starts. They used a rectangular piece, same thing, 1.5 inches thick, and then they cut the radius, the fender radius out of it. Well, when you're going down the road in the rain and the water is spinning around and kicking up inside the fender, it just eventually all wicks up in here through into this particle board, and it all swells. So every single Dolphin and Seabreeze on the planet that hasn't had it fixed, well, there you go, you can even see it better there where it bulges. Every single one on the planet, that they're swollen, guaranteed. There's not a chance that they're not. So that's got to be changed on both sides. That's got to be cut out, changed to plywood. It's going to last, and then I'll laminate the plywood with fiberglass resin as well, so that it's not going to wick or suck up moisture. And then that way we can lay flat Phylon along here. See here that the wood is good too. Okay, so it was just, the penetration was all just in this back portion, and then it just kind of worked its way in. So that'll all be replaced. There'll be another Luan sheet that'll be laminated back on top of here, and I'll show you how we'll do that, how we'll kind of tongue and groove this in so that it laps over, so that we can put Phylon seamlessly over it without having to see any projection of the repair coming through in the new Phylon. I still have to crawl underneath and get rid of that hitch and do a bunch of repair there. On this side, it doesn't look like the damage is gone as far. You can even see that this particle board piece, there's still some that's remaining. I'm going to replace it anyway. That piece can work as a bit of a pattern for me though, but here the rot hasn't traveled back too far. And even on this side, this piece, although a little bit stained from the water, it's really actually not rotten. So we'll fix it up down below here too. Same thing, I removed the skirting. In my opinion, you should try to save the skirting. It's really robust stuff. It's really strong. Even after 35 years, this stuff on this motorhome is still really good, flexible, and very workable to be used again. So I really like the look. One of the things that I really like about the Dolphins and the Seabreeze motorhomes is the skirting. It just really looks classy. And let's flash to a clip that I went and visited a unit that I rebuilt about 6 years ago now. It was a Seabreeze. It was a longer one though. And I have a video of it completed on YouTube as well, but if you haven't seen it, you can take a short clip. I just revisited the unit not long ago because he wanted some moldings and wanted to know if I had an extra piece, so I gave him an extra piece for free. And so let's take a look at what that one looks like, and I think you'll get an idea of what I mean when I say that the skirting looks kind of really nice on it, and it's worth saving. Well, here it is. A few years later, still in excellent shape.
Was this a V6 or a 4?
It's the 6.
Oh yeah, he'll get his money back on this fucking thing. Gotta make money selling.
So pretty hard to believe that what you saw there. We're gonna turn this gem into what that one looked like, except it's gonna be gray in color. We're gonna lose this square door and it's gonna be a radius door just like that one. And we're gonna get through all this and we're gonna put brand new Phylon on, and it's gonna be just like new on the outside again when we're done.